Perfect. What can I help you with?
Everything. Okay, so I literally started, I want to say Wednesday night, hopped on
Okay.
a live with Mills, and I've just been trying to do research, and I always get stuck on probably the first thing I get stuck on the most is probably how to identify what makes a property a good deal. So I tried to at least get something out today because I know you can't do nothing until you get something out. So
Right.
I've sent out 9 emails today. I've only heard back from one person, but I waste a lot of time just staring at Redfin trying to figure out what would be a good property to contact.
Okay.
I have no clue how to like really decide what makes a home a good deal.
Okay. We can go through that.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to pick a random house. Let's do let's do New Orleans. I haven't gone there yet. So when you go to
It's my
Redfin,
hometown.
oh, there you go. So let's go to New Orleans where we've got our market pulled up, right? And you
Okay.
want to know what makes a good deal.
Yes.
So when you're using Deal Sniper, the only filter you want to use, and this is Redfin, Zillow, Trulia, doesn't matter. They're all the same. And this is the only filter I really use is time on Redfin. And I like 90. Some people like 60, some people like 45, some people like 180. I like 90.
Okay.
So once I've selected that filter, I'm going to zoom out so I can see the whole city. There we go. It looks a little bit better. And now I have
Okay.
1,288 potential homes that I can put offers in on. And then as
Okay.
far as what
So you
makes a
don't
good
really.
one, no, you don't. There's no other filters. This
Okay.
is
So
all
we
I
don't
do.
really have to go too hard on the condition.
Well, that's the other thing. So that was my next step. So all these properties have been listed for at least 90 days and they're all potentials. The only
Mhm.
types of properties you want to not do are new constructions, and you can do creative on new constructions. The only reason I'm saying don't do it is because a lot of new builders, they'll let their properties sit on market for years. They're not going to take a creative deal. So don't waste
Mhm.
your time.
Mhm.
And you don't want to go after properties that need a lot of work. Now, there's a difference between
Okay.
dated and broken. If the property is dated but completely livable and you can put people in there and nothing's falling apart, that's completely fine. But if it's broken, then we would have a problem. So looking at this property, I mean, it's missing a kitchen cabinet door right there. It's missing something there, probably the dishwasher. Um, I mean, this is in, well, the vanity's not attached to the wall, so that's weird. So I would say probably not this one. So now I'm going
Right.
to go down to, let's look at this one. Yeah, this one's fine. I put an offer in on this one. Let's look at that one. Yeah,
Okay. That
that's
makes
fine.
sense.
So if it,
Okay.
as long as it needs a little bit of work, like it needs to be cleaned up, or even this one, maybe I pushed it a little bit.
Mhm.
This one you could absolutely put an offer on. This is going to be less than, what is it, 950 square feet? This will be like a $10,000 rehab for someone who's going to do a buy and hold, probably less.
Okay.
So you could still probably put an offering on this one too.
Okay. So I was overthinking that part.
Yeah, most people do.
Okay, I'm telling you, I scrolled for hours and I'm like, okay, I was literally like clicking one every page because I'm like, I don't know which one is like considered a good because none of them were like bad. And I think that's the part that's throwing me off too, because when I first looked into wholesale, it was the off-market homes. So they always tell you look for broken, look for grass really tall, look for this. So like trying to switch to this side of wholesaling is completely opposite. So I'm trying to unlearn the small things I did learn so that I can understand this better without
Sure. and
confusing it.
and that's normal. That's very typical. The only thing that you really want to keep in mind is the end goal. The end
Right,
goal, when you're coming from cash, you're selling it to someone who's a fix and flipper.
right.
The end goal for this is to sell it to someone who's a buy and hold investor. And their mindset is completely different. They don't really care too much about how much the property costs. They care about what the cash flow, how much money is this property going to make me? Because they're not going to sell it.
Mhm.
So they don't care how much it's worth. They don't care what the ARV is. They're never going to sell this damn thing.
Alright.
They're going to cash flow it.
And that makes sense. That makes sense. I literally took no, 5 pages of notes from about 3 of the videos out of the playlist you sent me. I still have a lot more to do, but I've just been pretty much screenshotting a lot of the conversations because when people ask questions, it kind of helps me, opens up doors with a lot of terminology I've never heard. Like I saw someone mention the TREC, never heard of that until I saw it a few minutes ago. Just like the SCR, didn't know what that was until I seen someone mention it this morning. So the only thing I really wanted to talk to you about was how to identify the properties and those questions I asked you earlier. I see a lot of the bios on Redfin mentioning like closing costs or like short sale. And I know earlier you told me stay away from those.
Yeah, short sales don't waste your time on those. Those are beyond what we can do with them.
Okay.
But as far as like anything that's in the description, the only thing that's in the description, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't even look at the description. I don't. I'm a speed to deal kind of person.
And
So
that makes
I'm
sense because that takes a lot of time.
it does. Yeah. And just like I tell people, they always ask, should I underwrite the deal through the deal machine calculator before I send it out? No. Deal Sniper is always going to give you a good deal. Just clean up
Yeah.
your numbers and send it out. The offer, if they accept it, will be a banger deal.
Okay, that makes sense. I feel like I did waste a lot of time. I feel like I could have got more out, but I was literally sitting there contemplating on which ones to click. And then when I did click them, I was reading like every part of their bio, going to see like their price, how much it was listed for compared to how much it's listed now. And I was just taking so long on one that I feel like I could have got way more done today.
Probably. Yeah. But that's
But
okay. You don't know. Now
I
you
do
know, so
not.
you're not going to do it again, right?
Yes,
All
exactly.
right. Well then,
Tomorrow will be a better day. I'm a
yeah.
stay-home mom, and I have 4 little ones, 10 and under, so it's always hectic trying to find time, but I was like, "I coulda did more today," so I was like, "Let me hop on this call just to confirm that I'm not losing my mind and I am going the right direction." Okay.
Nope, you're doing everything right. The only thing is you spend a little bit too much time on analysis paralysis. Don't worry about that. Just send the
Okay.
offer. And here's the other thing too about uh, this whole process with Deal Sniper. You're sending emails. So
Yes.
when you have little ones, you got to wait until you've got a free time, which is very few and far between. You can send an email 24 hours a day. You can send an email at
Yes.
midnight. Nobody
I
cares.
definitely sent my first one last night, it was like 9
Yeah.
o'clock.
So yeah, it's literally made for people who don't have a lot of time but want to get a lot done. So you're doing just fine. Just send out offers.
Okay, perfect. Because I won't be able to, I know for a fact I won't be able to have any other questions until someone responds with a yes, because I haven't made it to that step yet. So I'll just keep taking notes until then. Appreciate you.
Absolutely. And if you need any other questions, anything pops up from my videos, you can either shoot me a comment or DM me or in the main chat. I don't care.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Have a good rest of your day.
You too.
All
Bye
right.
bye.
Bye bye.